Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will reportedly bring his security cabinet together this week to discuss expanding the ground offensive in Gaza. But he's under new pressure to end the conflict. A former Prime Minister, Defence Minister and ex-spy chief are among 600 retired Israeli officials who've now written to the US President Donald Trump asking him to push harder for a ceasefire. Benjamin Netanyahu didn't elaborate, though, on what he's got planned.
We must continue to stand together and fight together to achieve the war goals we have set, all of them: the defeat of the enemy, the release of our hostages, and the assurance that Gaza will no longer pose a threat to Israel. Later this week, I will convene the cabinet to instruct the IDF on how to achieve these three goals, all of them without exception.
Has more now from Jerusalem.
It certainly sounds like Benjamin Netanyahu is planning to expand military operations in Gaza. At a government meeting earlier, he said he plans to convene his security cabinet later this week and deliver instructions to the IDF on how to achieve his three objectives, which are to defeat Hamas, return all of the hostages, and to ensure that Gaza no longer presents a threat to Israel. Well, there's a lot of concern and criticism here in Israel about the plan of expanding military activity in Gaza. Certainly the hostage families are very against it and have long been calling for the war to end. Many do not see military activity as a way of rescuing the hostages safely, and that a deal is the only way that they will be returned home. The Hostage Families Forum has said Netanyahu is leading Israel and the hostages to doom. And senior members of the security and military community, former chiefs in the military and intelligence world, have written a letter to Donald Trump calling on the US president to compel Benjamin Netanyahu to end the war. They've said this before, and they've renewed this plea today in this letter, and they've said that they, in their experience, do not believe that Hamas presents a strategic threat to Israel anymore, that chasing senior Hamas operatives can be done later, but that there's no time to wait when it comes to bringing those hostages home. And certainly there's no time to wait when it comes to the desperate humanitarian situation in Gaza either. We're receiving more terrible reports today and really distressing picture of people dodging bullets and gunfire close to aid sites, more people killed trying to reach food, and more airdrops. Canada has now joined the airdrops of emergency food being delivered into Gaza, and Gaza health officials have reported more than 90 deaths in the last 24 hours. Nearly 30 of them apparently occurred close to aid sites. The situation is not getting any better, and it seems that very little was achieved by that visit by Steve Witkoff, Donald Trump's envoy. But it does certainly sound like the comments that we heard from the hostage families after their meeting with Steve Witkoff are being echoed today by Benjamin Netanyahu in his plan with these supposed three objectives of what he's going to do next in Gaza. But there's very little confidence that it's going to improve the humanitarian situation there, that it's only going to make it worse, and that it won't bring the hostages home.